old court here, Morrisville College court. It's changed dramatically. That horse wasn't there when I was here. They remodeled this whole section. The Whipple building, I worked there. I worked there at the alumni office. Larry Baker, who became the president of the college, was working there in the office. I got to know him pretty good. I think he was the mayor of Hamilton, New York, nearby here, and he was a very nice man. He gave me a $25 check one time when I had no money to get home on the bus. How often do you have someone do that? Not very often. That man saved me. I would have had to hitchhike home to Messina if he hadn't done that for me. I will forever remember Larry for that. And we're going in. I can't wait to go in here. I spent a lot of time in this building. I was in this building at 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, only one, and sometimes campus security wondering who was in Doc Humphrey's office. It was me doing work for Doc. Okay, I'm gonna open up here. Oh, I can't wait to go in here. This is my memory, Carl, a big memory. It's completely changed though. Wow, they've remodeled all this. That looks the same. And we're heading to the theater. This hasn't changed. The door is exactly what it was in 1994. And over here is something special. This photo here is of Douglas Homer, who's the director of the professor of English and the director of the theater, and he was something. And the photo on the wall was taken by me in the green room. Here we are. I made a little history here myself with Doug Homer. Doug. I miss the man. He died. He had a heart attack. Excuse me. I ate too much, but what do you expect me at a party like this? I wish I would get drunk if I could, but we're gonna head home after this. But he died in a tragic car accident. He had a heart attack. Going home. Pretty sad to think of that. He happened to be here, and then oh God. And here's the hallway I spent a lot of drama productions in. Tons of drama productions. And here we go. Doc Humphrey. My friend Doc. God, I miss him. Spent a lot of time with him. Spent a lot of time with Doc. Founder of Alpha Delta Mu fraternity. I was a member. He asked me to pledge. I in fact remember when I was doing bus stop. I played the bus driver, Carl, and he asked me if I wanted to pledge a fraternity. I said, yes, I'll gladly pledge the fraternity. I graduated in 94, and he died 3 years later, and the fraternity died after that. I have one of these pins at home. That's Doc. Spent a lot of time with him. It's a little glare. There we go. I can see him there. In the music area in memory of John F. Doc Humphrey, Associate Professor, 1964-95. Founder Alpha Delta Mu Music Fraternity, 1968. Brotherhood, damn it! It doesn't say damn it on it, but that's what we used to say, damn it. He used to get so here. This was Doc Humphrey's office. That's the same door. So many times I went in there. I wish I could go in there. Nope. The board's still there from 1994. WCVM. This was Doug Homer's office, the professor's. In this hallway, I walked so many times down for theater productions. And I go down here. This goes into Doc Humphrey's office, the main room. And this janitor's office, and this room was once the green room we hung out for drama productions. And now we're going to go back this way. I haven't been here in a long time. I'm glad to be here. Some things never change, other things change. The music department's really gone, the drama department's really gone. It's still something, but not like it was. We still have musicals, but it's not the same, in my opinion. And we still have, let's go in, the theater. At least they haven't changed this. My picture used to be up there, big picture. We're gonna go in. Oh, that's still there. This case here was in the green room. Can't really see it too good. And Delta Psi Omega Dramatic Fraternity. I'm on this. Where's my name? My name's on this list. Let's see here. There I am. It appears I'm one of the last members that joined the... There's my name. It's kind of faded, but you can't see it. But there I am right there, my name. It looks like I was one of the last members. Now let's go in.
wine glass or something like that.
And they've started already.
Asking that you take it out of the theater. There's a table out there with plastic. You can transfer your drink and bring it back. So if you have class, please do that now.
This has been completely remodeled since the days I was here. Completely different. I wanted to go upstage there and recreate one of the things I was in, but can't do that with wet film footage. Let's get down.
In thanking journalism alum Alicia Brooks. 2011, and she also has a degree in hospitality.
Is Maine Hill?
Let's
get front row seats.
The conferencing here, a lot of you talked to her. She is wonderful. She's one of my favorite people in the world. She's worked really hard for this, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. She has to go too, but I want to make sure to thank you.
Oh, thank you.
If you ever unfriended someone because their Facebook post used the wrong there, or the wrong your and your, or because they wrote for all intensive purposes, or because they wrote is comprised of, or because they wrote a myriad of, you might be a journalism alum. If you spent the 3rd and 4th years of your bachelor's degree programs in communications or journalism bored out of your mind at another college because you had already learned all this in the first 2 years at little old Morrisville, you might be a J alone. If your average blood alcohol level at Morrisville was greater than your grade point average in Math 102, you might be a J alone. From any era. I am Brian McDowell, Assistant Professor Emeritus and former Chair of the program. And it's wonderful to have you all here tonight. I can't tell you how wonderful it is.
It sure is.
It sure is. I want to welcome you to the celebration of the 50th anniversary of your program at Morrisville State College. Please applaud. We're here tonight for a very brief, cursory look at the program we all love. It's impossible to describe this program. We all know that. This legacy is impossible to describe in total. The best we can do is share some simple stories about our times here and collect those memories in all the years to come. And it has to be in all the years to come. When we who were lucky enough to experience the program that Jerry built and left for us can build together the house in which his legacy can live on. It's a big freaking house, you gotta admit it. Over 2,000 students throughout its entire 50-year history, filled with a wide variety of personalities and endless possibilities. One of the things I've loved is to see the mixing of decades through this process. You guys all share certain traits and personality quirks, eccentricities, quirks, and being kind. And the more you talk to each other, which I know you have already and you will at the fort later, especially with people who are not near you in graduating class, the more you'll realize that. You'll hear a smattering tonight, a very small group of alumni and friends who are going to speak, who grew up in this program and left it better than they were and better than it was. It's entirely fitting that the first of those voices belonged to Jerry Leone's wife of more than 55 years. I think that's right, Barb? Barb Leone and their son, Chris. Please welcome them.
Great honor, a wonderful humor. To give you an example of humor, I was off, well, he was off during the summer, as you know, playing golf, and I was busy working, and I'd walk into the house after my day of work. Jerry, where are you? I'm hiding. Jerry, where are you? I'm home. I'm hiding. I once found him under the dining room table. So we had laughter, we had humor, we had 3 wonderful sons, and Chris is the youngest. Back to his disease. He lived well beyond the normal 4 months. Pancreatic cancer takes you normally 4 months. Jerry lived 2 years. He never once complained, he never once cried, he never showed weakness. Every single day, it was, Barbie, I'm going to beat this. Barbie, I'm going to beat this. I would tell some people he was a stubborn Italian. But he really died with dignity. He died with the 3 boys being there. We had hospice. I was a hospice volunteer, so I knew much. But it was an honor and a treat to take this wonderful man. And he, I knew that when you're unconscious, you can still hear. So I said, Chris, he loves Chicago. Go up and get the recorder, play Chicago. So we played music, and not that he could smile, but I know he heard. So we all said, I love you, and we said, let go, let go. It was a horrible disease. I have a pancreatic bracelet on, which is purple. If you ever want to contribute to anything in cancer, please, pancreatic cancer. It's the least funded out of all the cancers. Great strides in breast cancer, hooray, but pancreatic cancer is nothing. So thank you for coming. It's an honor. Somebody came from Seattle. Somebody came from Arizona. We had people from Texas. Thank you. Florida. Jerry had a big event in Raleigh a couple years ago, and there was one particular gentleman that came with his wife, flew in for the dinner, and had to fly back out after the dinner. And there he is, Mike Cornwell. We'll always love him. You were Jerry's kids. He had nothing but wonderful, wonderful, loved you all. Thank you. This is the man who did it, right here. Without him, nothing would have happened. My dear man, love you more.
Thank you.
It's not the wine that I'm fobbling up here.
I have a really quick Jerry story. First, a big hand for Barb and Chris. This is one of my, we all have lots of Jerry stories. This is one of mine. When my daughter Megan was 6 and 7 and 8, she used to come to Take Your Daughter to Work Day, remember? And Jerry would always meet her at the door of the Chimes lab, and usher her into his office and give her a piece of candy and talk to her, and very inviting. When she was 7, I think 7, she came home from 2nd grade, really upset, in tears. And Margaret said, "What's wrong, honey?" And she said, "Well, we were talking about Abraham Lincoln in class today. And the teacher was telling us how he was president. And I was really proud, and I raised my hand and I said, 'Teacher, I know something about Abraham Lincoln.' And the teacher called on me. And she said, 'I know what his last words were.'"
Ouch.
And the teacher said, "Really? What's that?" "Great seats, huh?" And the teacher got really mad at me, and I don't know why. Mr. Leone said, "Megan, do you know what Abraham Lincoln did?" And the best part is, when I told that story to Jerry, he always was consumed in tears. He was laughing so hard. If you ever slipped up and called your social science prof by his first name, then silently cursed Jerry or Neil or Dan or Joe or Charlie or Mary Ellen or Brian or Gladys or Pat or EJ, you might be a J alone. My partner in crime in this enterprise, who really helped with Facebook notifications, there were several, but Karen Knight-Budzinski, would you come down, please? I can't see you right now.
It's the other way around.
Karen Budzinski, not I don't remember what class she's from, 74, 75. They're really the same year, so I don't think it really matters. Mary Beth, you're going to take that standing up? Sitting down?
Swords.
Mike's been really quiet. I wonder if he's asleep. Go ahead.
So I'm class of 75, which of course were the best years. So I guess having attended the Raleigh party for Jerry, the memorial service, and now this, it's been sort of an interesting year, couple of years for a lot of us. Some of us maybe haven't seen each other in a long time. Sometimes we stay in touch on Facebook. It makes it really convenient so you can sort of keep up with everybody's life. But I guess just take a look at the people around you. You know, this is what the program was about. This is what Jerry wanted, you know, his family, his kids, and just, you know, the variety of success that we've had over the years, personally, professionally, you know, in whatever our endeavors. We've heard from a lot of them today, and it just, you know, think about the wonderful time that, you know, having come here, and the friendship and what you've learned and how it's helped you down the line. So Brian, thank you for your help getting all this together. Marty's here. I think she's going to talk a little bit. But just, you know, thank you everybody for coming and sharing the weekend.
I forgot to ask Karen online if she wanted to speak, and I wanted her to, so I asked her like 3 hours ago, and she was very gracious to extemporize that. Thank you, Karen. All right, this is not addressed to Karen, but if you've ever been naked or drunk or high in the DJ booth, or the dark room, or the Chimes lab, keep your hands down, please. You might be a J alone. Our next speaker comes to us from the class of 2012. A lot of you have heard him speak already at the panel discussion. I love this guy and I'm very proud of him. Casanovia's own Jeff Costello.
It's actually Nelson, Brian. I'm ashamed to do.
You're from Kevin.
Oh, I'm spiting words. Man. I know.
He's louder than me? I can be very loud.
A lot of faces, a lot of people that I have just met this weekend. Some people from convocations past, others for the first time this weekend. And I have to say that it's been an absolute privilege and joy meeting each and every one of you and hearing the stories that I have. And it brings to mind the lesson I learned from Brian, actually, when I was going through my own little internal struggle at Morrisville State College, that he will remember with the utmost grimace and pain, probably. We are a summation of all the experiences, people, places, and lessons that we have ever gone through, all the hardships that we've experienced, and more importantly, all of the people who've helped us along the way when times have been really rough. And it's haunting to me, really, how easily that could have all been affected if you make one decision wrong somewhere along the way. And I had that moment when I came here from Geneseo State University. Very high-end SUNY school, very good professors, very good students, but the culture there was cold, it was conniving, it was calculating, and if you weren't in that upper echelon of students, you didn't really have a place there. The professors didn't really care about you. The students wouldn't help you. It was every person for themselves. And I came to Morrisville, got shoehorned into the journalism program at the very last second. Didn't even take News 2 that year, and Brian threw me right into the thick of op-ed my first semester. I'm like, what the hell are you doing to me? And that would be the first of many times I cursed out Brian McDowell openly in front of the rest of the Chime staff. Damn it, McDowell. But I wanted to go back. I desperately wanted to go back, and that began a 2-year-long saga of Brian helping me out, talking me off the edge, pushing me back off the cliff, pushing me back off trying to go over the edge, and I wanted to go back. And he never once held it against me. And I'm sure a lot of my classmates, or a couple who are in attendance, who are probably sick and goddamn tired of me saying the G word every month. But all the late nights in the doing print issues till like 12, 2 o'clock in the morning. All of the Friday mornings frantically trying to put the e-news to bed. Cursing out my staff writers because they couldn't piece something together very simple that I would have to go back and fix last second. And then going back and explaining to them the following week. And the sense of family and community I got from my professors, my cohorts, my classmates. It was a long 4 or 5 year journey, and I can safely say that without the guidance of everyone, even those of you who I probably just met this weekend, and even Jerry, who I never got to meet, but his ideals shaped the program that I came into. Neil, who was the most wonky adjunct professor I've ever seen in Morrisville State College history. Bless his soul. But thank all of you. I thank each and every one of you, whether you know me or not, for the things that you have laid as a foundation for me to build upon when I got here. And I can't say much more than that. You guys are amazing. This is a great program. And despite my youth, you guys will always be the older siblings that I probably should have always known I had somewhere in the world. And it took an enlightening manly time. Thank you.
Jeff gave me one of my favorite gifts ever when he graduated. I have at home his student ID from Geneseo. If you ever made a long speech to a friend about the merits of the Associated Press style book, just because they asked what the book you were reading was entitled, you might be a journalism alum. Our next speaker is as close to a consigliere as I, an Irish boy, have ever had in my entire life. She's been a friend, a confidant on all things J program, and an invaluable source of support to me throughout my 20 years on the faculty of her beloved program. She's also a great guest lecturer and convocation speaker. And last but not least, in our own words, that first volume was her idea. Please welcome from the class of 1977, Nancy Cardillo.
Morrisville journalism department had an impact on my life. I think the fact that I'm standing here today on campus in a room full of people who are still near and dear to me some 40 years after I walked off this campus pretty much tells the story. I think I transferred to, what was it, Utica College afterward? I forgot. Because truthfully, comparing apples to oranges there, if anybody else went to Utica, and I don't mean to diss it because I have a degree from there and I'm very proud of that, but when we transferred, the 5 of us from Morrisville to Utica, they were not going to take our journalism core credits. Now I can understand if I had a C, a B, or a D, but most of them were A's or A minuses or B's. And Jerry, thank you God, fought for us, and they accepted those credits. I won't repeat what I heard him say today, but it's nothing that I hadn't heard before. People tell me that I'm a good writer. I've been making my living doing that for some 30-odd years now, 20 self-employed. And I will say that anything I learned about writing, I learned on this campus and largely in this room. First of all, Morrisville saved me from a career in secretarial science. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I did find my true passion on this campus, and that's writing. And it just amazes me when somebody asks me to proofread something and it comes back all marked up and they're like, wow, we would have never found half of that. And I'm like, seriously? ITS versus IT apostrophe S? It's not that hard. Dan Reeder taught me to write tight. Neil Bamlow taught me to write tight, and Jerry taught me how to take the best photographs. And I think the last conversation I remember having with him on the phone was, so Jerry, am I ever going to stop doing this after I take a picture with my digital camera? Am I ever going to stop and say, oh, how many pictures do I have left? And he said to me, not if I taught you well, you won't. I'm just going to share very quickly something that some of you may have seen me or heard me read this before, but it was 1982. I had moved back to Rochester, and for whatever reason, my brother drove me home that night, which is not normal. So I ran straight into the apartment because I had to go to the bathroom, and that was very normal. And I come out, and my brother looks, he's holding something, and he looks up and he goes, who the hell is Jerry? And I'm like, what are you talking about? So he reads me, he goes, Nance, a good-looking Italian wanted to spend the night with you, but you were elsewhere. You missed a golden opportunity, and so did I. Perhaps another time, perhaps another place. I'll be in Rochester overnight, call me at whatever, or I'll try to reach you, love, Jerry. And I could see, there was something on the back, but I couldn't see what it was, and I said, turn the card around. And he goes, Chairman, Department of Journalism? This was your teacher? I've carried this card with me forever. My dad when I was 11, and when I walked onto this campus, I found 3 men in the form of Jerry Leone, Neil Bamlow, and Dan Reeder, who were not only my teachers, but my mentors and my friends, along with their wives, to this day, and I cherish you, and I thank you for everything. And while this may be my last trip on this campus, it certainly is not my last trip with all of you. So thank you.
Thank you.
If you panicked on your first day of college classes, ran back to your dorm and picked through all of your suitcases in search of the built-in bullshit detector that Neil Banlow and Brian McDowell insisted everyone has, you might be a J alone. And now with a special presentation of Jerry Leone's top 10 most ridiculous statements to come out of Neil Banlow's mouth. I give you from the class of 1990, Susanna Schwartz.
Yeah. I've had too much wine, so excuse me. I wasn't supposed to speak tonight, but last night Steve Wilgenkamp, class of '89, gave me a stack of letters that I had written him in 1989 and 1990 while I was on campus. And I don't know, there were probably 50 letters in there. And in the letters, I was talking about my day-to-day life on campus and working with Neil on the chimes. And I was lamenting that my second year they moved me to Hellier Hall, which it was an all-female dorm. And my first year I was in Mohawk, which had a lot of guys, you know. Moved me over to Hellier, and like the road was like a moat. Nobody would cross the moat. Steve said there was too much estrogen over there. Nobody would come over there. So I was bitching in the letters. I'm like, there are no men here. And I was engaged in college, so Neil I found in the letters that he would write notes on the envelopes to Steve. You know, Susie loves you secretly, you know, and he would write on my envelopes to my fiance, I heard you're in the Mile High Club, congratulations. In his grease pencil, you know. So anyway, as I was going through the letters, I found a letter to Steve that said, I found 2 Post-it notes in Jerry's office on the wall. It was so funny, I copied it on the back of an envelope, the top 10 list, so I just thought it was too good to pass up. So, here's Jerry Leone's top 10 most ridiculous statements to come out of Neil Benlow's mouth. All right. And this is reflective of what you would hear them bantering about in the hallway in between classes, and this is why I love it. Number 1, Michigan State over Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Number 2, the Tigers are dealing to get Kirk Gibson back. Number 3, you know, if the Tigers had just won their first 30 games, they'd be in it right now. Number 4, I don't care if the Lakers were without their starting backcourt. Detroit was the better team. Number 5, Jerry Leone is an honest citizen and loyal taxpayer. Number 6, I really think MSU can challenge for the national championship.
No. No.
Number 7, Eric Loader always went to class. Number 8, boy, that Helsinki formula really works. Regrowth for hair. Helsinki formula.
Wasn't that Viagra?
That's another thing. That's another one. Blue pill versus white, yeah. Number 9, I never slept with Christine Barnes. Number 10, the Tigers are 53 and 89, but it's a good 53 and 89.
What time did you text me to add that?
12 midnight.
Yeah. Christine Barnes, do you want to comment at all? She's here tonight, so
I absolutely concur.
that's ridiculous. If you ever took a break from layout or the dark room or a DJ shift to go late night traying on the hill behind Stewart Hall or the one above the football field, you may be a jailbird. All of my best lectures were inspired by the lectures of Neil Benlow, whom I consider to be the finest classroom performer I have ever known. Go ahead. He's one of my, I'm sorry?
What's performer?
If you talk again, I'll have you removed. He's one of my closest friends and has taken me to meet his dozens, hundreds of relatives, really, each year when we travel to Michigan for a Michigan State football game. Go green, go white. This night, oh, and I have to mention that when we're at those gatherings and Neil is talking up some of his cousins in the intense way he does, I love to sidle up next to him and say, Neil, no one cares what you're saying. They're just being polite, you know? The reality is we all care what Neil is saying all the time. He's been a sage counsel to me, and this night would not be complete without a few words from the Bob Hope to Jerry Leone's Bing Crosby. Give it up for Neil Benlow.
A Spartan tribute there, and to Big Chair, Barb. Where's Barb? Unbelievable photo. I'd never seen that one before. When was that taken?
No idea, I don't know, honey, I'm sorry. No, but it's perfect for you.
Beautiful.
Keep it.
And I think a little bit of tribute to Jerry, because our presentation, my presentation, it has little or nothing to do with Jerry, for God's sake. I'm really concerned about this. Everybody knows how much I love that guy. And not a 12 o'clock goes by once a month at midnight when I don't think about Jerry Leone and our hour and a half conversations. Barbie must have had a little sex during that time. Speak to him. I mean, I took an hour and a half away from the bedroom scene there for. Sorry, Chris. Sorry about that. You didn't know. Chris has no idea. Oh, Sue! I said that in front of Sue too. My God, okay. Our most conservative friend that we have. Good to have you here. I would be negligent tonight, seriously, and I just happened to mention it to Margaret before, that if I didn't mention that the 50th event here tonight would never have occurred without Margaret, Brian, and Megan.
Yes.
I know because I've been close to the heartbeat on this thing, seriously. And to be honest with you, I'm sure that just a few of you are aware that the 50th gig here today was in critical condition and damn near dead and buried as of some point in March, early March. I think it was March 2nd, wasn't it? We got the email, Brian? At that point in time, the administration indicated to us, after having lunch with them at the end of October of the previous year, that they were going to partner up with us half and half on this deal. Some type of financial assistance and just assistance from the offices of the foundation and the administration entirely. But they announced unexpectedly on March 2nd an email to Brian, which indicated that they were no longer going to fund such events and that we would have to go on our own. Of course, my first reaction was, because I was working on 2.5 months of my PTSD application with the military at that time, I just said to Brian, I said, let's bail. We can't handle this without the administration support and obviously the support from the foundation. But I must have been talking to deaf ears at that point, Brian, because Brian said to me point blank, this is not my mantra. Have you ever used that word?
No.
No. Anyhow, I stuck that in as a paraphrase, right? He took we got tossed under the bus, and that's exactly what happened, people. We got tossed under the bus news in stride and a McDowell challenge. And when you challenge Brian McDowell, you're in for one hell of a situation, no question whatsoever. He emphatically said, I am committed. I committed 2 years ago to this 50th. We're going to have it. And because he is honorably devoted, obviously, to this overall commitment. Case closed. That's all there was to it. He said from that point on, we're going to do it. He hates accolades, and I had trouble. The day he retired, we had something set up for him, okay, and he didn't want to have anything to do with it. And Margaret knows, right, because he doesn't take acclaim well, and he's just been remarkable with respect to this. But case closed. He hates this. I know he hates this, but this is a claim coming from a long time.
Well, we're at the fort. The fort. Many, many times. They had many, many, many gatherings here with the Alpha Delta Mu fraternity. We, in fact, this was our official bar, the fort. And I'm going in. I haven't been in here probably Jesus Christ, over 20 years. But I've seen pictures of, you go in, they didn't have this balcony then. They used to come in that way. Well, I'm gonna go in. Oh! And it hasn't changed. I can already tell from the lighting. Thanks, Carl. Nope, hasn't changed a bit. Lighting is perfect in here. Yeah, for filming, it looks the same. Hey, and I'm gonna head to, what I want to see is the graffiti in the bathroom to see if my name's still there. My name's probably still in there. Because the Alpha Delta Mu fraternity, we graffitied it big time. Hasn't changed. Well, let's see here. Yep, there we are. Men. Now, where is my name? ADM. Problem is, I wrote on it probably in 1994. How am I going to remember it? Well, I don't know. So many names. So much graffiti. This stuff goes back over 30 years. There's 2008. There's 1980, probably 89, 2007, 2006. Now it's going. Oh my God! Oh! Holy graffiti! My name, I don't remember where it is. That's gonna be fun. There's hundreds of names in this bathroom. Hundreds. And I'm gonna... Where could it be? Where could my name be? This is gonna be a chore. Let's just go through them. Maybe I'll find it while we're looking here. There's a killer on the road, Brian. 1986. Well, I cannot find my name, so I did my name here in 1992. It might have disappeared or faded. So we're gonna, as a memorial to Doc Humphrey, Upsalot, he is putting his name back on the wall. It's somewhere here, but I'm gonna put it back on the wall, Upsalot, someplace here. Well, pick a spot, folks. Pick a spot. Ding dong, ding dong. Okay. I'm gonna do it right here, if I can. Ups. A lot. Me shot. I don't know how long this is gonna last, considering I did this 25 years ago and I can't find it. Putting it again on the wall. Oh, you're laughing?
Yeah, I can't help it. Holy shit, you gotta write it over there. Nobody's gonna see it over here.
I probably wrote it over there, and that's probably why I can't find my name from 25 years ago. So I'm doing it again.
I was gonna ask what you were doing.
I'm vandalizing it. I put it up there, but that's gonna wash off probably. It's so light. Well, I'm gonna do it one more time. How many times can a fraternity brother put his name on the wall? I'm probably breaking the rule here, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Oh God.
It's a chore to just find my name from 25 years ago. I don't know when I'll be back here again, so I'm doing it. Right here looks like a good spot, yeah. Upsalot. Yeah, some new, fresh vandalism for me. Upsalot. You don't want to know what it meant. You know what I can tell you. Upsalot. Mishad. I wish I had a big marker. John. I'll remember this because I'm sober. Last time I did this, I was tanked, like I said. Yeah. Upsalot. There. Well, we fixed that. We re-added their name. We re-added their name. Now off to, I don't know.